Imagine you were an alien and you wanted to research the behavior of human beings, but you've never met a human before. If you went straight away to trying to test specific hypotheses, you might end up with some really weird and not very useful research. You'd end up designing experiments to test hypotheses like humans enjoy eating rocks, where you would learn that the answer is no, but like, was that really worth your time? So a better route for you as an alien humanologist would be to come and hang out and start recording observations of humans. Watch us at school, at work, at a grocery store, a hockey game, a birthday party, on a walk in the park, and just write down all the things you see. Keeping it open-ended like that lets you collect all kinds of information. And then you can build on that foundation further with some particular questions or hypotheses or experiments as you like. Hi, I'm Celeste Labedz, and I'm a cryoseismologist. I work at the University of Calgary in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So I use seismometers. Those are the same sensors that detect and measure earthquakes to observe the motions coming from glaciers. So those are called icequakes. And then I use those icequake observations to better understand how glaciers move, crack, melt, carry meltwater, and more. So for my work, I take many kinds of data. First and foremost, there are seismometers, which are like really precise motion sensors on the ground, telling you if the ground moves even a hair's breadth from something like an earthquake or an icequake. And then to go along with that data, I also deploy things like weather stations to tell me stuff like temperature and rainfall, and time-lapse cameras to look at the motion of the glacier. So in fields like geoscience, we do a lot of open-ended descriptive study in addition to some hypothesis testing. And this is in part because geoscience can be a really location-based field of study, where we're all working together to fill in a planet-sized map of tons and tons of different geological phenomena. So to make it all happen, there's a lot of advanced planning. So to prepare for fieldwork, I study maps of the area, explore possible hazards to keep an eye out for, and talk to people familiar with the location ahead of time to figure out the most effective and safest way to get all the data we need. There are a lot of checklists of equipment too. You don't want to take a helicopter all the way up to a glacier and then realize that you forgot something. When I go out to a glacier to deploy seismometers and other geophysical equipment, I always take a very detailed field notebook. I use a special notebook with waterproof paper because glaciers can be really snowy and rainy. I write down things like weather conditions for the day, the GPS coordinates where we make a particular observation, and the exact time we do something like turn on a piece of equipment like a seismometer. I take lots of photos of everything we're doing too. That way I can reference those as well. The goal is to make sure I'm never relying on only a person's memory for something. We want to have written or photographic documentation of everything as backup. So I already mentioned how successful fieldwork requires really diligent planning and detailed note-taking. But beyond that, the main ingredient for great fieldwork is strong teamwork. Glaciers are often really remote locations, and working in the field can be stressful even when everything goes well. So things are most successful if you have a team of people that are respectful, caring, trustworthy, and patient with each other. You have to communicate really well together to make sure everything gets done properly, all the right notes get taken, and everyone's having a good time. Being prepared for emergencies is also really important for fieldwork. We all have to have training in things like first aid to make sure we can help each other if things go badly. Get ready to start your scientific expedition. The same tools apply whether you're in class or on a glacier. Plan ahead smartly, but stay flexible if things change. Take great notes of every observation, since you never know what might be useful. And make sure to be a great team member to help your fellow scientists. A scientific expedition is a team activity.